Hi, welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a good like 5 months since I made a video, and I just wanted to come back and, I feel like I just have a lot to share with y'all. I've kind of been through a lot in the last 5 months, so I'm just gonna get right in it. I don't have a long time to make a video, so I'm gonna try to make this quick before I've got to go. But so about 5-6 months ago, back in October 2019, everything was going good for a while. I was doing so well. I was off my medication. Everything was great. And then my mom calls one day and said that my dad was in the hospital, and my dad who raised me. And I'm sorry, it's really hard to make this video. I don't want to cry. Been trying to avoid this video, hence the 5 months going by. Okay. So I get a call that he's in the hospital, and I guess they said that he was going through heart failure. Long story. I'm gonna try to condense it, but I have an older brother who lives in Canada, and he is technically my stepbrother because, whatever, but he is my brother. That is my brother. We grew up together. And so with him being in Canada, my dad who raised me legally adopted me. So I was next of kin. So I had to make some tough calls, because, and my brothers, both of them, Kyler and my brother, they both were there to make decisions with me, one over the phone and one with me. But at the end of the day, I had to make the final call and sign paperwork. And I had doctors coming at me. I had a bunch of my family members all wanting the best for my father, coming at me with their opinions and what they would choose and whatnot. And basically it was like, take him off life support or transfer him to another hospital at first. And I didn't know what to do. I wanted to save his life. I wanted him to not live with his quality of life taken from him. So it was really tough to make that call. He was there, it happened so quickly, like in a matter of 2 days, just it turned like that to where we had to make that decision. And I was there one night in the hospital with a bunch of our family here in town, and a doctor from another hospital came to me, the hospital that they were talking about transferring him to at first. Then they said that it wasn't even worth doing. But that main doctor from that hospital came to talk to us and said, if you allow me to transfer your father, I can possibly save his life. And I was like, what? Why wouldn't I do that? And so there were several of us like on the fence. There were several of us like for it. There were several of us not for it. And so I made the ultimate decision right then and there. I had to give him I had 1 minute to decide, if that, not even a minute. And I just said, okay, transfer him. And so they transferred him, and I sat there and I watched them perform this procedure to get him hooked up to what they call the ECMO machine, which is kind of like a dialysis, from my understanding. And they have very few machines to offer, and they were offering it to him. So I said yes. And so he went, and that week was just roller coaster, nonstop anxiety. I was so afraid I was gonna get the call that he was gone. I was so afraid, like every second of every day. And I couldn't sleep. I had no sleep. I couldn't eat. I had no appetite. My anxiety was just so high, I already struggle with anxiety with nothing going on, and with that going on, I was a mess. It was intense. He ended up passing away a little over a week after going to the hospital in the first place. And part of me is sad that he had to suffer that week, and then part of me selfishly is I got to talk to him. I got to tell him how much I love him. And so I gave him the best fighting chance possible. And it was just time for him to go. So I don't have like regrets per se, but I regret that he had to suffer a little bit. A few weeks after his passing, at the end of October, I ended up having a hysterectomy. I remember telling you guys a little bit about like my stomach issues and, you know, the adenomyosis diagnosis, or well, they can't give you a definitive diagnosis without taking out the uterus and putting it under a microscope. But he saw the signs that I did have adenomyosis, and so my uterus looked really vascular. It was just like enlarged, and it just didn't look good. So he said, you know, it's not an emergency, but whenever you're ready to take it out, let me know, because that's the only way to cure adenomyosis. And so I don't know, I just had this like nudge, and I truly believe it was the Holy Spirit and saying, you got to get it out. Like, it just felt really emergent, like, get it out. And so I went in for my hysterectomy right away, and I just wanted to interrupt really quick. I came to my mom's and I was editing the video, and I realized I was all crying because I was editing. I realized that I never even told you guys the results of the hysterectomy. So it turns out that it was a really good decision that I made to get it out, because they ended up finding adenomyosis, endometriosis, and they also found like cancerous tissues or something in my uterus. And so plus there was a whole lot of other I want to say, it's like at the tip of my tongue, but I'm going to say it probably wrong, like abrasions or like lesions, like all over. So when I went to go get my report from the doctor after my like 6-week checkup or whatever, or 2-week checkup, I think it was 2 weeks, he was like, because I was really scared, like I knew in my heart that I needed to do it, which is weird. Not weird, because, you know, I know. Anyway, like I knew in my heart that I needed to do it, but it was something I really did not want to do. And so it just kind of was like a relief, but not, I don't know how to describe it, when he was like, you know what, you made the best decision, and the best decision to do it immediately, because you would have ended up with cervical cancer. In his words, like, it made my heart stop for a minute. But it also brought so much relief at the end of the day. I was like, I did make a wise decision, and I was led that way, you know? And so it was really cool. So anyways, back to the video. Had a kind of like a tough recovery. I was doing okay, but like just really in a lot of like discomfort and pain, and I guess like maybe my hormones were just trying to like figure things out. Like my ovaries, I still have them, but I couldn't, like I was just having like anxiety really bad, and it was like giving me panic attacks, and they tried putting me on progesterone, but that didn't help. It made it worse. They tried estrogen, didn't help, it made it worse. And finally, after a couple months of dealing with that, after I was recovering and I was feeling good, like physically, and still mentally not able to get past everything. I think it was just a lot of recovery time. It's like idle time, not doing much and just thinking a lot about my dad and just that situation that was really tough. And so I ended up going back to the psychiatrist and getting back on medication. I got on an anti-anxiety medication, not an antidepressant. And it's called buspirone, and it's been amazing. And so it really got me out of that funk. But I still have a really hard time dealing with the death of my dad. I don't know. I hardly can talk about it. So that's weird, like when people talk about him, I don't want to talk about him. It's not that I don't care about him or love him. It's just I don't want to talk about him. And I don't know why. And I want to be able to keep his memory alive and stuff. So I hate that it still hurts so much that I can't even talk about him. I think that, like, just, you know, I kind of took for granted, like, he was here, and, you know, finding my biological father, it was amazing experience for me, and still love him very much, and I'm glad that I found him, but neither one is better than the other, you know, like, they're so, your love for each is so different. And I just, it just hurts, that I didn't spend a lot of time with him. But, you know, there were things like, we just led different lifestyles that kind of got in that way too, in the way of our time together. But I cherish him, I love him. I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to know him, and I'm so thankful that he stepped up and he raised me when he didn't have to. He chose to, and he would always tell me we chose each other, and we did, and he was amazing. He was an amazing dad. I have amazing brothers because of him, and I have even more brothers because of my biological dad. So I have 10 brothers. 10, it's crazy. But I have 2 that I grew up with, and we loved our dad, and we will continue to love him, and you know, so yeah, that's where I'm at. And now we have this pandemic that we're dealing with. Thankful I got my meds before the pandemic. Anyway, y'all, it's been a roller coaster, but I live thankfully every day. I'm very thankful that I have my family, I have the best support system in the world, between friends and church and family, and I couldn't be more blessed in that area. My husband is amazing. My children, I adore them, and they're so good to me, and I still keep in contact with some of you guys out there that have emailed me, and so I really want to keep my YouTube channel going. I know that, like, the whole reason I did this was to share the good, the bad, the ugly, and every part of my life, and just for people to find hope. And so I'm really hopeful for the future, and I know that you know, I got past this second bout with depression, anxiety, and I know that I can do it again. And so I just want to encourage y'all, like, if you struggle, just know, like, there is an end, and it doesn't have to be like there, it does go away. It does, you get a break, you know, and so just take heart and know that it will be good. As far as with everything going on with the coronavirus, you know, my prayers go out to anyone who it has affected. We are staying low-key quarantined, self-quarantine. I know that the city has pretty strict rules right now, but we're not really yet in, like, a state where we're on, like, lockdown, or what is it? I forget. Anyway, so I am still going to my mom's house, and like, my dad, my biological father, he came by and brought us eggs and milk when we needed it, and, like, we're doing okay. We're here. We're following the rules and staying home, and yeah, that's about it. So I'm back. Hopefully I will make more videos now that this one is kind of out of the way. It was, I don't know, it's like the past month or so I've been wanting to make one, and everybody's asked, like, where are you? How are you? And I just haven't had the courage to do it. I knew that it was gonna be tough to talk about. And you know, like I said, it's been challenging just to talk about him a little bit. So thanks for bearing. Thank you for watching this video. I can't even talk anymore. But I guess I'm gonna get the kiddos and we're gonna go see my mom, because we haven't been out of this house in like a week, besides being in the front yard or the backyard, and even then when it was raining. So it's a pretty day. We ended up staying inside a lot and baking and cooking. So now I need to go take them to go have some fun with my mom But I love y'all, and I am so like happy and relieved to have made this video. Like, now I wish I would have done it sooner. But so tell me whatever videos you guys want to see. I don't know what to really talk about right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. God bless you guys. Stay healthy, stay safe, and keep your loved ones near and dear, and always let them know that you love them. I love y'all, and I'll see you soon.